What's going on, my friends? Wow, I have so much to talk about right now. It's just flowing, and it has to manifest like this. It's like, what is the use of being more spiritual? A lot of people can't seem to get out of the intellect, get out of that left-brained thinking of just being logical, and being kind of scared to take that step into their darkness inside, and it manifests in many different ways, and then there's some people that, which I was in the spiritual path, and it's like I'm doing all these spiritual things, but nothing was really happening, or it seemed like my life was getting worse, like more problems, and it's like, what the heck, more problems? It's like, I realized what it was. It was me tearing down the old foundation, which the ego of me had built, that had a lot of attachments, and as I broke them down, it seemed like my reflection was changing. I mean, it was like, my life was falling apart. But you realize that, no, it's falling in part. It's like you have to reach rock bottom, because rock bottom is a very secure foundation, rock of the earth, just secure. Like, could you imagine a foundation that is made from stone? And people of these stories in the Quran and Bible, these people that built these amazing structures in the rock of, like, the whole, in Petra and stuff, and it's like, oh, they did this, but they were evil and they were disobedient and this and that. But it's like, we've been told like that, like, to be great like this in a natural way, in a way that is like, you can't, people don't make structures like that anymore, because there's a certain mindset of the person, it's too deep. It's like, there's some people don't have that, and they are, they're living the life of their dreams. I mean, yes, you have this physical body, but what is it attached to? Is it attached to the divine that's within? Or is it attached to the physical illusion, which it's like, it stretches, it's gonna break, but I'm saying is, it's gonna be in union with the divine, that ego part. And it's like, you have to, it's an exercise. It's literally an exercise of your consciousness and not being triggered by this illusion. And yes, being precautious, but don't fall for all these traps. And there's all these awakening things happen. I'm going to channel that information, and I'm going to write it and I'm going to write it down just without, any kind of like order. And then when I get all that disorder and the chaos written on the paper, then I'm going to employ the logical part of me to structure it. See, I'm going to employ the logical part of me. And that logical part of me is the body, which you have to stretch out its built up knots of thoughts and sorrow and guilt from the past, things that you don't even know about, but that's in your shadow. And as you go deeper in the mind, you have to go deeper in the body, and it's a lifestyle. You can't just dabble in this. It's a lifestyle, and it's like people that's who this whole program that I'm doing is for. But then it's for, like, well, I already have, what about the person that's already has that lifestyle, already has, they're relatively good, and it's like, but they just can't connect that deeper connection with the divine. And it's always like, they found themselves maybe playing that, like, one-upping kind of mindset, or it's like, you have everything, but so why aren't you happy? Why are you frustrated? It's like, and why are you, you're not even allowing yourself to go outside your comfort zone. Some people, they just need a little nudge, and they're there, they have to implement some systems, and they have to align the body and the mind, which is the mind as of this physical illusion, but the soul, that should control the mind, and the mind should see that vision of the soul and, like, be getting aligned to it, not living on the ego. And the thing is, the ego the physical part of you, that benefits because you reflect your soul and you reflect your, you know, it's happening all in your mind, and it gets deep, but it's not blasphemous. It's like you become so in tune with everything. It's just and it's a thing. Of course, you have moments of relapses, and people test you, and it's like, but the moment they test you and you don't react how you usually would react, and you just kind of let it, you absorb it, you absorb their pain because you know where it's coming from. You absorb it. You know, if you don't know, I teach this. So you absorb that, and then you look at it as you let it come back out in your reaction. You know, which it'd be like, okay, I understand, yeah, fine, you know, and you kind of like absorb it, you know, and then you don't, not in a scared way, in a fearful way, but it's like you're just absorbing it because you're doing, it's like if you help them, it's like, it's not about helping them, it's about you not absorbing that and making that part of your guilt or part of your image of yourself and thinking you're not good enough, or, you know, and it's like you transmute that negative energy, which is fine. That's why the divine, that's why Allah, that's why whatever you believe, put that there so you can get that other polarity of it. Now, it's like, and some people are, you know, they want to, now they're spiritual, and they know they just want to honor their parents, and it's like, and then they want to help the neighbor and everything, all these things. They want to help all these people, but it's not about that. But the beautiful thing is, when you understand it and you see it, then you just see it, you know, and you know, you see your true self, and it's a process, you know, it's a journey, and the journey is the moments you have. It's like every second of the journey, it is in the now. It can't be in the past, it can't be in the anxious future, you know. But yeah, it's happening. You know, if you have any comments, please you know, comment and like and subscribe, and because what you subscribe to and it shows up on your Facebook, I mean YouTube or Facebook or whatever you subscribe to, it'll show up and it'll start replacing things, other things that kept you held down, you know. So when you subscribe, it's like you're doing you're putting a certain energy in your reality, because I know you're resonating with this because you feel something too, you know. It's not the same anymore, you know, that it's like the illusion is the illusion, and you live in the illusion, but you can manifest it to become your illusion. Your illusion. It's all chaos and stuff, like chaos theory and all these theories and stuff, and it's like there's strings that tie the other strings, and it's like you grab onto that string with your molar, you know, and it's like you don't go to it, it comes to you, because it's all a reflection. It gets deep, but you know, there's literally formulas, literally freaking formulas. That's how there's formulas to find X in the physical. There's formulas to find energies in the non-physical, you know, like quantum freaking physics. This is like formulas you can do in the mind that's reflected in the body, and it's like it's not magic, but it's like, oh, what's the point of that, floating in the air? You know, like, why be mystical? Because I became like a mystical kind of person, and people in my family were like, oh, you know, it's like, why, you know, oh, you have to be good to your neighbor or this and that. It's like, I am good to my neighbor. It's like, but I'm not saying these things because that was my old trigger to just talk back and be like, no, yeah, you know, argue. No, it's like, you know what? But it's like, I'm gonna take that, but I'm gonna put back a higher response, like just a question, you know. But it's like, but then I realized I was even trying to force that on people. But now it's like, but I had to close that. I just had to go in my own darkness. And now when that person talks to me about that, it's like, I'm not the same person that's going to respond, because it's like a different, you know. But it's like steps. As you get higher and higher, it's like, but there's no end of the steps. That's what I'm saying. That's what you've been taught, that there's an end of the step. And it's like, you know, there's no end of the steps. It's infinite, because the divine is infinite. And that divine is like part of your soul, you know. How can it not be? It's all, you know. in degrees of separation, and the more it's separated in your mind, it's going to reflect that in your life, because you're getting energy from, you know, it's like a loop, and it's like it's digging your grave, you know, that's what it is. It's like, wait, but you're not a shovel, you're like everything of it, you know, and it's just amazing. But comment, subscribe, like, and share this. You you always had the key to your happiness. You have to be willing to put it in that keyhole and then turn it, and not be scared of what is gonna come through that door in that darkness. And the more you start aligning yourself, the stronger you'll be to absorb that, because it's part of your fears, part of your darkness. Don't be scared of it. It's you. You know? Okay, again, comment, subscribe, like, you know, share, and please, you know, comment and start that change in your own mind. Okay? Take care. Bye.